Yes, Chuck, the Fandom Menace'S Trebuchet is fully operational.
Hello, I started this gangsta shit. Just the motherfucking thanks I get. Hello, I started this gangsta shit. And it's the motherfucking thanks I get. Hello.
Yes, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of this comic book industry, illustrator of future Canadian Prime Minister Dr. Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, creator of Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the biggest crowdfunded comic book of all time. By the way, if you like a little Cyberfrog figurine, a little miniature, we have them now. They're for sale. I'm going to put a link in the description below. I hope you do pick one up. And I am a great big Star Wars fan, which is why we must discuss this today. Chuck Wendig. Chuck, how are you? Not well, as I understand. So, he says, and why, yeah. So, here's a thing that has happened. I hate when things happen. I just got fired from Marvel. What the? Wow, you got to be a big... yes, that's unfortunate. Getting fired from Marvel is difficult. You have to do some pretty awful things to get fired from Marvel. Taken off of issues 4 and 5 of Shadow of Vader, and taken off an as-yet unannounced Star Wars book that you were bragging about, Chuck. Chuck, I'm so sorry. Why? Why does this only happen to good people? Why do only good people, good normal people on the internet get whacked out like this? Terrible, Chuck. I am so very sorry. This might be a long thread, so apologies in advance. Take your time, Chuck Wendig. Take your time. Let's go through this together. Wow. I hesitate to talk about this, he says, because honestly, it gives the worst possible people a win. Hey, that's me. That's us. Nice. Something that they've wanted for a while. Well, listen, we don't care that much, Chuck, to be honest with you. But I also feel like I've held on to honesty and forthrightness. Or I've long held to honesty and forthrightness. And I don't feel like lying when people realize I'm not on these books anymore. To rewind a little bit. When Star Wars... That was the sound of rewinding. That was a rewinding cassette tape, I think. Was it a videotape? I think it's more of a cassette tape would make that noise. When Star Wars Aftermath came out, I assume most know, but many maybe you don't. I put some elements in there. The elements. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch the elements. LGBT, where's the Q? Characters that were not received well by a certain subset of fandom. You're kidding me. That resulted in both a negative review campaign found across various FB groups and other worst places on the internet that began mounting the very minute the book dropped online. Fascinating. Wow, Chuck, you're such a hero. Here you are, just basically putting LGBTQ characters in your... LGBT characters in your Star Wars books like a hero, and for no other reason than your heroism, than your liberalism, than your social justice warrior virtue signaling. Marvel fires you. That's common. Marvel Comics is not exactly known for its virtue signaling or its social justice warriorism. There's no such thing as Comicsgate. So this all makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that you put gay characters in Star Wars, and that is going to lead to Marvel Comics, which is a sinister right-wing regime, to fire you, to fire your soy boy ass out of a trebuchet and into the street. That makes sense to me. It makes sense to everybody who's reading this, Chuck. It probably has nothing to do with let's keep reading. That began mounting the very minute the book dropped online. I was literally at a midnight release of the book, and when I got done, there were already a pile of 1-star reviews piling up, which seems strange, obviously, and scary too. I didn't understand what was happening at the time. Yeah, what was happening, Chuck? And as a caveat, obviously I recognize that yes, some people don't like the book for the usual reasons. It sucks. And people who hold those reasons are not to be lumped in with the more septic side of fandom. Too long, didn't read. See also the Last Jedi reviews. That's right. So in other words, if you thought the Last Jedi was a piece of human excrement, and most people do, you might also think that Chuck Wendig's writing is human excrement. But let me explain something. Chuck, my friend, Rian Johnson, as execrable as he is as a human being and as a writer, he's a superstar compared to you. You are, if Rian Johnson were a big, smelly Sasquatch of a writer, a big, stinky ape man of a writer, you would be a filthy, naked mole rat. That's kind of what you would be in comparison to Rian Johnson. So you would be a small, defective, perhaps mentally retarded, naked mole rat to Rian Johnson's stupid, stinky Bigfoot. Okay, just to put things in comparison, I don't want to see you compare yourself with Rian Johnson, who is, of course, Roundhead Rian Johnson is a ruinous fool, but you are, you are not even in his league. Let's put that into perspective. Chuck Wendig says, I also started receiving tons of harassment. So from fat people, harassment that has gone on for years, harassment that has required me to call or to contact local police and warn them of swatting attempts, harassment across all corners of the internet, here, Facebook, Reddit, YouTube. Wow, this is terrible. Some of it, was bot stuff. In fact, I think all of it was, Chuck. I think we can lay all of that off on the Russian bots. Pretty sure all of the harassment you received was Russian bots. Obviously, or sock puppets. Some of it was pretty creepy and very personal. We can't relate to this, Chuck. We don't know what you're talking about here at Comicsgate. We have no idea what it's like to be constantly harassed, to be swatted, to be followed and dragged all over every corner of the internet. Don't know what that's about. I didn't call a lot of it out or even highlight it, but it was there. A sort of constant background noise. Christ. For an extra special treat, go search my name and check out the YouTube videos if you want an eye-opening glimpse. Check out this one first, and I hope this one gets recommended first. I think I'm being fair to you, Chuck. I don't think I've said anything that was untrue. And I was worried, of course, because, geez, I thought I'd screwed up. I wondered for a time if the book was that bad. But then it hit list and stayed on list for 4 weeks, and the next 2 weeks, next two books hit list too, and Empire's End landed even higher on the list than the first book. Then what happened? And privately, I was told by folks inside Lucasfilm Limited that there was no reason for worry there, that they valued that I spoke out, both being speaking out for myself, and for Star Wars, which has always honestly been a progressive brand and company. I see. So they only hire lunatics like you. And it made me very proud to work for them too, not just because, holy hell, basking in the glow of Star Wars, but because the people were great and they totally got it. Chuck, this is amazing. So, this progressive company that you're talking about, Lucasfilm, apparently they fired you for putting gay characters in your books. I don't know. I have my doubts. Chuck, my feeling is it probably had a little bit more to do with this. Right after Kavanaugh was confirmed, this series of insane tweets. Chuck Wendig. Winter is coming, you callous necks, you prolapsed assholes, you grotesque monsters, you racists and rapists and wretched abusers, you vengeful petty horrors. They can eat, all of them, they can eat a boot covered in... Now, Chuck, this is probably the reason that you were fired. Probably. Although your face is very funny here. In context, wait, let me look. Here's your face, and then here's what you're saying. Wait. All right, here's your horrible, obscene, stupid-ass rant, and then look at your face. Oh, it is funny. What a great day. And, his understanding is over this call, it was a Marvel decision, not a Lucasfilm decision, but he can't really confirm that. The editor said he made the call. He seemed genuinely upset at my tweets and profanity. So it had little to do. Whoa, there's a different look on your face there. It had little to do with your brave stance about your progressive inclusion, your diversity, and your compassion and kindness. Had more to do with your profanity, Chuck. Your profanity, your filth, your hatefulness, your hate, Chuck. You're full of hate. You're a hateful guy, and that is why, Chuck, we are enjoying today. Basically, you were not civil, which is what you said you wouldn't be. You said there is no room for civility. Chuck Wendig said there's no room to be civil anymore. Civility is out the window. When you're civil, you don't always get your way. And as we know, babies have to get their way all the time. All the time. So Chuck was not civil, and that is why this is the greatest tweet of all time. I know it hands Comicsgate a big win. Well, it's Chuck, to be honest with you. It's funny. It is funny. You do deserve it. You deserve to be fired. You deserve to be, humiliated. You do deserve, to struggle to find work, but you won't. I mean, your weirdo fellow leftists will find something for you to do. So this is a small win. We don't even know who you are, honestly, except for some guy who freaks out on Twitter, who writes terrible Star Wars stuff. That's the only thing we know about you. I'm not a fan. I've never met you. I've never had any trouble with you, as far as I know, even though I think you have talked some smack. Is this a big win? I mean, if it is a win, I'll take it. I'll take a big win. Thank you. Thank you for the W, and here's your L. Here's a series of L's, Chuck. It will embolden them. Really? We're pretty bold already, Chuck. We're feeling our oats these days. We're feeling pretty good. But they won. I'm out of Marvel, and I guess, for now at least, out of any kind of Star Wars. Do your victory lap, I guess. Just please leave me out of it. Victory lap. Well, I can turn on my treadmill. No, I think I'll just sit here and kind of chortle. Like that. I probably won't get up and do a victory lap. But Chuck, this is awesome. This is what karma is. This is what you deserve. And I'm happy to see that left-wing insanity can be checked a little bit by some people every now and then. Whereas, just regular being a normal person and being a moderate is checked at all times and persecuted and, consequenced by people like you who are in power. Fortunately, you were never in power, Chuck. I pray that you never have any control over anyone else ever in your life, because you say crazy things and your heart is filled with hatred, Chuck. It's filled with hatred. We have no hatred for you. We just think you're funny. And this is something that, I'm afraid you will get over. Chuck, you will get over this, and they will put you on something else, because left-wingers don't care about talent, and you have very little talent. They don't care about justice, and right now you have been meted out some justice, and they don't care about making any money. What they care about, Chuck, is they care about never taking a loss. They care about always, sticking by each other, circling the wagons, and you will find more work. So for now, let's just kind of go and enjoy this moment where you have been removed from Lucasfilm. I don't know where they'll put you next. Where will they put someone? Where will these SJWs put someone who just blathers profanity, disgusting, stupid profanity, the way that you have on the internet this past year? Where would they put you? I don't know, writing the Care Bears? They'll put you wherever they want. They'll put you anywhere, Chuck. They'll give you work somewhere where you don't belong. You belong in a padded cell. Thank you so much. What a great day. Join the Fandom Menace and execute your own Order 66 with our incredible line of t-shirts, Soylo, a Soy Wars story, Tico, a Soy Wars story, and our brand new smoking hot Soy Wars Plan 9. Make a statement today. This is the only trilogy you'll ever need. The link is below in the description. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the Laughing Man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.